Welcome, everyone. I'm Damon Bruce, and this is the NBA on 2K Sports. It's Wednesday night basketball. It'll be the Toronto Raptors facing off against the Memphis Grizzlies. And with opening tip on the way, let's head out to Memphis to join our broadcast team of Kevin Harlan, Clark Kellogg, and Steve Kerr.
It's time for some hoops at FedEx Forum, home of the Grizzlies, and we're bringing it to you live on 2K Sports. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. Someone certainly will be keeping an eye on Jason Kidd.
Well, everybody knows Kidd is one of the best passers in the history of the game, but I think one area he doesn't get enough credit for is his ability defensively. He's got enough size and strength to cover twos, and of course he's got the speed and quickness to guard ones as well.
Yeah, it's a combination of his footwork, his strength, and anticipation as well. That allows him to pile up the steals every year. And you know if he gets you out in the open and he's running with numbers the other way more often than not, it's going to end up with him lobbing an alley-oop pass or some kind of scoring pass to a teammate.
For the Memphis Grizzlies, they won their last contest, that game against the Pacers in Indiana. And kind of a close game, only a 4-point win, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, it took some time. This was not an easy win, but mark it down in the W column.
Yeah, and it was impressive, Steve, the way they handled their business in the overtime. I mean, they had a lot left in the tank.
Nice way for him to get started here early.
And, guys, hopefully a sign of things to come from him here.
Last outing for Toronto, unsuccessful. It was a loss to the Rockets in Houston.
Yeah, they gave away a lot of points at the free throw line in that game. Maybe it was being on the road, maybe they were just out of sync, but something had them rattled.
Steve, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but clearly the misses from the stripe had an impact.
And off the basket, he was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
That's right where they wanted to go with the ball on that possession.
You know, it wasn't a surprise that the Raptors struggled on the road. Most young teams do. They were 13-28 as the visiting team. They did end the year looking a lot more dangerous on the road than they started, though.
Well, Clark, you were talking about the Raptors' struggles on the road. They didn't have the best road record at the end of the season, as you said, but, Steve, they did show some bite with their play.
You know, one of the interesting stats from the Raptors last year is they actually scored more points on the road than they did at home, and that rarely happens in the NBA. But I think the big thing with Toronto, their defense has to improve more than anything else.
Number 6. It's the rebound. Number 5. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
The Grizzlies shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Well, they were a fairly decent free throw shooting team a year ago, Kevin, about 77% from the line.
You know, something you can point to when you're talking about their areas of success last season, free throw shooting. Well, in many ways, the Grizzlies aren't like most teams out west. They don't try to overpower you with offense, and they don't have a superstar to lean on for big baskets at the end, but they still know how to get wins in the tough Western Conference.
Clock at 4. Number 7. They get it back. 0. Number 15 hits the jump hook. He's got 5, and when they did last year, Memphis would go 56-26 overall, and Steve with 34 of those wins courtesy of other teams in the Western Conference.
Well, they didn't seem to play like a lot of the other teams in the West, but it didn't matter. I mean, defense, toughness, rebounding, they were who they were. They established their identity, and that's one of the reasons they became such a tough team in that conference.
Number 4, and the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
How about the hustle? He doesn't have a whole lot of speed, but boy, does he play hard.
Aaron Bray's checked in for the Raptors.
Well, no team likes to have their first-round pick belong to another team. It gets worse when you're a lottery team yourself and you're trying to build your talent base up. But the Raptors' number 12 pick in this summer's draft went to one of the elite teams in Oklahoma City.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, I had a chance to talk with head coach of the Grizzlies. This is their first matchup of the season against this squad, and he knows the shot blocking in the middle will certainly be an obstacle. But he said, quote, we've got to remain aggressive and continue to attack. Guys, he said that putting their bigs in high pick and rolls and shooting the opens everywhere with confidence will be key. We'll see how they do.
Thank you, Doris, and quite a focus for the game here early on, and an important one too, guys.
Yeah, and they know how tough a task it's going to be to take on this defense. They've got to focus on that aspect right away.
Well, that's the priority in the scouting report. You face a team this good defensively, you're thinking about how we need to attack it. And then it's a matter of executing once you get out there.
It's tipped. At 6. Number 7. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Kevin, a chance here to check out how the Grizzlies ranked in the NBA last season. 4th in steals. 5th in fewest turnovers per game. And they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
Still, I think the key to their team was the steals that you talked about, because they were a team that put a lot of pressure on the offense. They got out, played the passing game, tried to force turnovers, and when they did, they usually converted those into points at the other end, and that's one of the reasons they were pretty good.
And Toronto has possession. Following the shot by Emeka Okafor. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. That's going to send Martell Webster to the line. That's on Mike Miller.
As you might expect with any team that's as tough as Memphis is defensively at home, they were a real difficult team to deal with. They seemed impossible to score on at times.
Memphis very strong at home, as you said, Clark. Tied for the 4th best home record in the West. And, Steve, as you might guess, it's a big part of why they were able to finish 5th in the Western Conference.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin. And I think you look at the team, so good defensively, lockdown players at every position. Then you go to the home crowd, which could be really loud. They kind of fed off that team defense. And one of the reasons Memphis ended up with that home court advantage is because of that combination.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Memphis this season. Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. The Grizzlies 4th.
Boy, they had so many guys with quick feet and quick hands on that team. I mean, they put relentless pressure on the opponent. And as a result, they came up with an awful lot of steals. I mean, this team has been very impressive defensively.
Number 7. Okafor with the rebound.
That's not his shot there, guys. And whether you play D on him or not, he's usually going to miss that one.
You know, guys, Emeka Okafor was the number 2 overall pick out of Connecticut back in 2004. And because he was drafted so high, some people may have expected more. But I always saw him as what he's become. A physical, bruising big man inside who can rebound his position and do the little things to help you win. And he's done that consistently and effectively throughout his career.
Raptors with the lead. Shoots it. The Grizzlies pull it in. And Emeka Okafor, really a bodybuilder's physique, a 6'10", well over 255 pounds. You know, physically, he's always been the perfect picture in terms of how he conducts himself, how he readies for a season.
Yeah, he's got that chiseled frame that actually reminds me a little bit of you, Kev. Although he stands almost 7 feet tall.
No, I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
But it's so kind to say.
Sure.
I appreciate that. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. The Raptors getting the bucket. And another basket for Memphis. Raptors have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Grizzlies trail by 4.
And it's nice to see Raptors coach Dwayne Casey getting another chance at being a head coach. A lot of people felt he got a bum rap back in Minnesota in 2007. He had that team overachieving at 500 when he was let go. So I'm glad he's gotten a second chance and he's making the most of it.
And the Raptors going out now with a whole new group. From the inbound, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And you go back to that Timberwolves team at 500. Casey was let go, and then, Steve, they went 12-30 after he was gone.
Yeah, they struggled with his departure, and a lot of the players actually were sad to see him go. So, you know, that's sometimes the case in the NBA. You know, coaches get blamed for everything, fairly or not. And in Casey's case, I respect the fact that he got back to work, did a great job in Dallas as an assistant, and is now the head man in Toronto trying to get this team turned around.
And so he hits both.
You know, it appeared to be another season where the Raptors would be near the bottom of the league, but while the terms rock bottom and embarrassing floated around, they made some moves and were able to go on a run to climb towards the middle of the pack.
Toronto with the ball. Number 14. Again, Toronto. Well, we all know the trade for Rudy Gay, the major move coming last season for the Raptors. They were able to get a look at the playoff scenario at times. And, you know, Steve, it looked like they were much more competitive down the stretch.
Yeah, this is a team that has struggled the last few years, but I think that spark near the end of the regular season gives them hope. And now it's time to start that climb, get back into the playoffs, and continue to build and become an excellent NBA franchise, because they have the potential to do so.
And the Raptors with the ball, following the score by Memphis. For the 3, no good. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
No question. If I'm them, I'm definitely going 2 for 1.
There's 31 seconds left to play in the first. Number 13. Misses, had a chance to tie it there.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Number 10. And that one, no good to start him off in the night. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Raptors leading by just 2. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
Coming up Friday, November 16th, the Indiana Pacers go on the road to battle the Chicago Bulls. It's the real deal.
Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors guys, your thoughts?
A lot of hard work being put in on the glass. This is a very physical team. They're doing a nice job in the paint.
Yeah, and I think they're doing a good job gang rebounding too, Steve. Everybody's boxing out down there.
Memphis trailing here. So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Number 9. Number 11. To the paint. They shoot again. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Guys, for Dave Yeager, the new Grizzlies head coach, 6 seasons with them as an assistant. Before that, he won 5 titles coaching in the minor leagues. Yeager said, quote, This is a blue-collar town, and I'm a blue-collar guy. I came up the hard way. I came up through the minor leagues. This is something I've been preparing for a long time. Guys, he says he knows how to win. We'll see how he does.
Thanks, Doris. That confidence has certainly served him well. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Shoots. No one on him, and he makes the easy one.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, getting the ball into the post should be their first option every time down. Force the defense to adapt and adjust.
Not loose. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Six on the shot clock. Number 8. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Raptors with the lead. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Lets it go from 14. And it's good. Through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Boy, that was impressive, Clark. He did not hesitate to take the ball right up against the bigger defender.
Boy, I like that aggressive mindset there, Steve. Well, for the Grizzlies, the 5th best record in the league last season, guys. Defeated the Clippers and the Thunder in the playoffs, but it all came to a crashing in when the Spurs swept them in the conference finals.
Inside. Deflects the pass. And even 3-on-3 break. Number 14. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Raptors lead by 7.
Gotta love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Well, and back in that series that Clark was talking about against the Spurs, more competitive than it might seem. Steve, you and I were talking about this. 3 of the 4 games were close. In fact, 2 obviously really close, going to overtime.
But I thought the weakness of Memphis was really exposed, Kevin. That was the outside shooting. San Antonio just guarded the paint. They took Zach Randolph pretty much out of the series. And they begged Memphis to shoot from long range. When you don't have floor spacing in the playoffs, it makes it awfully tough to score.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, it's helping them get the lead. And if they can continue to rebound like this, I think they're going to be in pretty good shape.
Damian James, he's checked in for Jay Crowder.
He's a scrapper. Guys, never slows up and throws his body around with utter disregard for his own safety. You gotta love his approach to the game.
Maybe that takes a toll on him over the course of a season, but really that's the only way he knows how to go about it.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
You know, the talk around the Grizzlies about moving has been around for a while, but a new ownership group came in and put that to rest, and one of the first things they did after buying the team was say, hey, the Grizzlies are here for at least 15 years.
The Grizzlies trail by 10. And as a fan of the Grizzlies and as a fan of the NBA, you like hearing that the Grizzlies being tagged to stay in Memphis for another decade and a half, Steve. That's good news for everybody.
Yeah, it is. This is a great city, a fan base that really supports its team, and the Grizzlies have turned into an excellent franchise. So let's hope that there's another couple of successful decades at least here in Memphis for the Grizzlies.
6 to shoot. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. In good time, also a missed shot. uses the glass to finish the layup. 8 points for him.
Perseverance paying off on the offensive boards, guys.
Raptors leading by 8.
Last season, Emeka Okafor was healthy after a tough spell of injury in New Orleans, guys. I mean, he bounced back and then some with his rebounding numbers on a per-minute basis.
And now the Grizzlies fast break. And he floats in for the easy two. Credit the assist on that one.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
And you look at the numbers for Okafor last season, his field goal percentage did fall, his worst in the last 7 seasons.
You know, he started shooting over twice as many mid-range jumpers as he ever had before in his career. And maybe that's because he's getting a little older and he's not able to get to the rim quite as often.
Memphis moving that ball around. Puts up the baby hook. Here it goes. Now just a 4-point Raptor lead, and the Raptors call time here.
So often teams that are near the bottom of the East tend to get drawn by the Western Conference teams, and that was the story last season for the Raptors. Had some close games and even a few upsets, but out west they didn't fare very well.
And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. 5th, the Raptors.
I think free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everybody last season just had the hot hand.
Earl Watson's checked in for the Raptors. Raptors leading by 4. Well, picking up that talk again on the Raptors. Teams out west have so many great fours to deal with that when you try and go up against them with a stretch 4 like the Raptors have had, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, particularly rebounding and defensively, Kevin. That's one of the reasons Toronto traded Banyana to the Knicks in the offseason. They wanted to be a little better in terms of their physical, being more punishing with their post players, and having a better defensive presence.
Right here, back door.
Number 14. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Shot clock at 6. Number 7 connects on the foul line jumper. 5 points in the game. There's 1:38 left here in the second. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. And he may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan. I think now is the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Let's see some of the numbers here on JaVale McGee. Last season's performance for him, 3rd in field goal percentage. There weren't too many players better than him when it came to interior defense. He was in the top 5 in the league in block shots.
Well, see, let's go back to where he ranks on the field goal percentage list. I mean, he had a pretty high spot there, too. And, again, a credit to shot selection and staying within himself, taking the shots that he wanted to take and felt good about shooting.
Martell Webster, he's checked in for Toronto. Number 7. Off the left rim and out.
You know, not only is the game neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
Yeah, both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
Number 4. There's the block. They set the pick. To the middle. Makes it off the glass.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
There's 38 seconds left in the first half. Number 12 gets the 14th foot of the ball.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Raptors leading by 4. With 1 on the clock. And it was counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And a tight game here as we end the first half. Raptors lead by 4. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Thanks, everyone, for being with us for the midweek edition of the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Toronto leading against the Grizzlies at FedEx Forum. This is a tough... It's a close game for the 76ers.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. You gotta like what Emeka Okafor has done in this game.
I like that he didn't force anything in that first half. His decision-making was really flawless.
That being the case, Steve, I think they want him to be more assertive in the second half. Look to take more shots. Be a little more shot hungry, even the tough ones.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So on the floor for Memphis. So it's Toronto now. They've led by as much as 10. 6 on the shot clock. Elbow shot. It's blocked. One-on-one fast break. Number 4. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here's the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A 3-ball. Can't get it to go. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way.
The Grizzlies had no problem with who they were. They were very anchored in their identity, guys. They were a defensive-minded team, and offensively, they wanted to try to get the ball in the paint as much as possible.
Lets it go from 14. Blocked. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Well, Clark, just kind of continuing your thought. The Grizzlies dead last in three-pointers taken and three-pointers made. And Steve, I don't think that bothered them one bit. It just wasn't their game.
Didn't bother them in the regular season because they were able to get away with it, but it sure hurt them in the playoffs. When they ran into the San Antonio Spurs, that lack of three-point shooting was absolutely the difference in the series. So I think moving forward, that's the area where they have the most improvement to make.
Number 7, and blocked.
Ugly start to this second half, guys. They missed all 4 of their shot attempts.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And that'll be Memphis as it goes out of bounds. Grizzlies retain possession. Clock at 6. Number 4.
And offensively, they have yet to hit a shot. Slow start here to the second half.
Comes up empty from 19 feet out.
Trevor Booker, known mostly as a guy you bring in to up the energy level of the team. I thought last season he might step into a bigger role in the rotation, but actually saw his minutes decline from his second year in the league.
Number 8. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
That was an important bucket. They're only 1 of 5 now, so they really had to get their offense clicking.
And Booker undersized for the power forward spot at 6'8", but he's strong, gets off the floor well.
Yeah, he's a hustle guy. Brings a lot of toughness and rebounding to the game. He's one of those guys that teammates love to have on their squad just because of what he brings. If he can improve that jump shot and his free throw shooting, that's where you might see him turn the corner.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Memphis moving that ball around. Just 5 to shoot. Number 13. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Well, Kevin, a look here at last year in the NBA where the Raptors ranked. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game. 5th in free throw percentage. And for the team scoring numbers, not a strong point for them. Only top 20 in the league. This team needs to pick it up offensively.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers, the top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team, and when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
They recover it. Blocked. Number 5. The Raptors rebound. Number 8. Jamal Perry with the three-point shot. The Grizzlies trail by 7. Number 6. They need this one. PG, that's good. He's got 6.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
Toronto calls timeout.
Well, you know, when Rajon Rondo went down last season and the Celtics looked to be out of any title contention, Kevin Garnett, the guys became a very hot topic on the trade market, and with his ability and experience, that should be no surprise.
Some changes for Toronto. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Gray. And it's Corver in for Webster. Six to shoot. Number 10. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And the Raptors lead by 7. We talked about what Garnett can bring to a team. He's still an impactful player. Defensively, a deadly jump shooter. He reached 25,000 points last season with Boston. Also a great passer.
But it's defensively where he really makes his mark. One of the best defensive forwards I think the league has ever seen. His ability to communicate, to guard pick and roll, to switch out onto point guards and stay in front of them. And then the intensity, the intangible that he brings to your club.
Earl Watson's checked in for McGuire. Shot clock at 6. Number 13. Number 15. And he joins it with authority.
Well, I like the way he saw just enough space to get his hands on the missed shot. Rattle the rim on the push.
And the gap narrow.
They're closing it fast.
Well, that's the effort of a team ready to fight back into this game.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
You know, guys, things did not go nearly as well as he would have liked when he stepped up to the free throw line last game.
No, his foul shots just were not dropping for him the other night.
Raptors leading by 4. Number 10. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Look out at the Raptors' upcoming schedule. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Boy, a lot of fans around the league really focused on that matchup for Chicago.
And he knocks down the first one. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
He did the important part at the line there, the heavy lifting, if you will. Made this a 2-possession game.
Stripped it away. We've got 1:13 left to play in the third. They set the pick. Shot from the top of the key. And that one goes off.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. That drops. He's got 5.
Just seems like they're finding an open lane to the hoop every time down. It's 5 buckets in a row for them in the paint.
Yeah, on the flip side, Steve, defenders have to show more fight on the interior.
Number 4 drains the three-pointer. And the Raptors lead by 6. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Number 13. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
And we just finished the third quarter, and we got a tight ball game here. The Raptors.
This Friday night, November 15th.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Raptors.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
You know, adding to that, Steve, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Just 5 on the clock. Number 4 misses off the right iron.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Come on, team!
Stolen. And now the Grizzlies fast break. On up the court. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Clock at 6. Number 15 gets the bucket.
And I'll say this about him, Kevin. I mean, it looks like he's made of rubber sometimes because defenders just bounce off him when he's driving the lane. I mean, what a finisher.
And you know what? He's a guy who'll put some wood on you now. He'll throw his weight around. Bodying him up play after play can really wear you down.
Number 14. And a draw from three-point range. The Grizzlies trail by 3. Count it, and the foul. West picks one up.
Exceptional play to take the bump and still get it up and down.
Yeah, way to stay with it and look to finish the play right there.
Earl Watson's checked in for Ejuan Moore. And that one misses.
You know, guys, it seemed to be a great fit initially in Denver with McGee and the Nuggets. But he had a bit of a wake-up call from George Karl last season when Karl said of McGee, lazy and crazy isn't going to make it work.
From deep, Grizzlies with the rebound. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Number 4. The finger roll finishes the back. And the Grizzlies lead by 1. And Javon McGee, his then coach Karl, said he's a tremendous talent. Karl just wants him to be more fundamentally sound.
Well, he said it on multiple occasions. And one of the reasons McGee never got into the starting lineup under Karl was that he was too sporadic with his effort. He'd make a spectacular play and then turn it around and make a bad one. So he needs consistency in his game.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. Here's what Memphis has lined up on their schedule. Well, they've got the Lakers ahead of them after this game. And the next game, it'll be played in Los Angeles. And that'll be game 1 of a 4-game road trip. Grizzlies have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Number 8 puts the lead pass in front of them. Fast break, Toronto. Number 5, up and in with the jumper near the hoop. Memphis trailing here. Number 15. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good.
It hasn't happened as quickly as he would have liked, but he's finally putting some points on the board in this game.
Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, guys, I think he feels like he can make a few improvements during this timeout. Just kind of make a couple of adjustments, get his club back on track.
You know, coaches are always tweaking and tinkering with things mid-game. Actually, sometimes they overdo it.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Toronto. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He is not happy with their perimeter defense, saying, guys, way too many open shots for them beyond the three-point line. We've got to press up closer and try to crowd them off the arc. Guys, we'll see if they got the message.
Six on the shot clock. And it's blocked.
That's some more rugged play from them inside. They have a decent edge in rebounds thus far.
And that hard work on the boards needs to continue. That could be what swings this game eventually.
Number 6. No good off the pick.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim. They stepped up their three-point shooting game in the second half. They're letting it fly out there with reckless abandon.
Now they're feeling confident, and they're in a good flow offensively, so why not just keep firing from out there?
Number 4. Goes back up. He fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
What a game for Garnett. He has 9 rebounds and 4 blocks. What a force he's been in the paint.
Now, he's gotten himself into the air so often to block shots and rebound. He's really controlled that area.
And he makes the first. Both free throws good from Kevin Garnett. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Number 15 hits the jumper. And the Raptors lead by 2.
I like the way they're working the ball inside because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots and typically good things happen.
Memphis moving it around. 5 on the clock. Number 7. And good. He nails it. The Raptors have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Number 4. All good with the triple. Grizzlies have gone 5 of 8 shooting as they've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Shot clock at 6. Number 4. Sinks it. What moves from outside. Wow. And it's a 3-point Grizzly lead. And the Raptors got a time here. They're down by 3. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Left here in the fourth quarter. Another shot. Buries the jump shot.
That was very confident offense right there.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. They're in front by 1. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. 6 to shoot. Tipped. Fast break Toronto. Number 8. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Here's the break. Number 6. Nails the triple.
Ooh, a pressure basket right there. Now that's coming through in the clutch.
Number 15 nails it, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
He hushed them up with that shot.
Well, a huge bucket there to stifle the crowd. You're right.
It's like they're stunned. I mean, they don't know what to think.
Grizzlies have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the fourth quarter. To the inside. From 11 feet away, misses off the left iron. The Raptors have gone 6 of 13, so just about 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Number 8, right between the eyes.
The easiest easiest way to do it sometimes is with the bounce pass.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. Guys, what's your take?
They don't have enough time here to catch and shoot. Their only hope is to try to tip it in off the inbound pass. That's always a difficult shot.
It was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr endorsement, visit